to empower girls in math, science, engineering, and technology, and she did it in the living room of her apartment with $500 and a credit card. At Girl Start, they raised over $10 million and were featured on Oprah, CNN, and The Today Show. She loves helping people become more confident fundraisers and build strong, rewarding relationships with their donors, and she currently serves as the Vice President of Training at Pursuant. Rachel, I'm super excited to have you speak to our audience today. I'm going to pass presenter's control over to you, and the floor is now yours. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Karen. Thank you to everybody at Network for Good for having me. I'm super excited to be here, and to be here in DC. I'm feeling a little bit like a Beltway insider to get to be here in the fantastic Network for Good offices, live and in person with you, talking to everybody today about engaging your board in fundraising, which is a fantastic topic, and I'm excited to get started with everybody today. If you're tweeting, you can use @Pursuant. You can also use @Network for Good, and the hashtag that you can see up there is nonprofit911. So I wanted to make sure I gave everybody our handles out there if you're tweeting today. And welcome. We're really excited to have you join us today. So I want to just talk just a second about the fantastic agenda that we've got. And I wanted to just kick this off by saying that I was once in your shoes as well. Kira talked about my experiences starting and running Girl Start, which I ran for 12 years, a nonprofit to empower girls in math, science, engineering, and technology. And in those 12 years, from the experience of starting Girl Start and running Girl Start and growing Girl Start, we actually had about 3 different evolutions of our board of directors. So I'm really familiar with the pain points that everybody might be having on the phone. And today is going to be a great day to learn some fantastic tips and tricks for getting your board more engaged in your organization, and in particular in fundraising. So here's what we're going to be talking about today. First, we're going to be talking about what fantastic board members do differently. We're also going to be talking about some quick tips for you to improve your board meetings. I've got 5 tips that you can use to improve your board meetings. And then the real reason why most of you on the call probably joined us today, which is how to get your board raising more money. And I've not only got lots of great tips for you for how you can get your board raising more money, but what I'm really excited to talk with you today is, in the context of fundraising, what will and won't inspire your board. And I'm going to give you some really great tools today for you to really reframe how you're positioning fundraising to your board so that it is more palatable and inspiring and something that your board embraces potentially better than they might be embracing it right now. And then we've got a great special bonus for you, and that is a free download that is a sample board contract. It's a super, super comprehensive board contract. And down here at the bottom, you can see the link. It's pursuant.com/board contract. I'm going to share this link a couple more times today in our presentation, but you can go to that URL and you can download the sample board contract. Again, it's really, really comprehensive. And if you're not happy with your board contract, or you want to see a sample of one done really well, it's an extremely comprehensive board contract, and it should get you off to a really good start with the most important thing for your board, which is having really clear, specific, concrete expectations that are clearly articulated, that your board knows what kind of an engagement they're getting in with you when they volunteer to serve on your board. So we've got a couple of polls really quick so that we can just find out a little bit more information about you. And the first poll that we're going to be running today is finding out from you, what size is your annual operating budget? We just kind of wanted to get a pulse today of how big the organizations are that are on the phone. So Kira's going to be running that poll, and you've got 4 different options. You might be an organization that is less than 1 million. You might be an organization that's more than $1 million but less than 5. You might be 5 to 10 million, or you could be over 10 million. So I just want to throw that out there. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of time, a little bit more time. You can type in and let us know of those 4 options, what size you guys are, just so we have a sense of who is joining us on this call today. Awesome. I really appreciate everybody for chiming in and letting us know what your size is today. Kira, is there anything that you want to share with us about the poll before I hop over to the next one?
Sure. Let's see. I've got those polling results and they're compiling. So about half of our registrants today are coming from an organization with an annual operating budget of less than $1 million. And then we also have about 17% working with more than $1 million, about 5% between $5 to $10 million, and we have 5% of our callers today are operating with budgets over $1 million.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. That's so helpful. This information that we're sharing today is really great for everybody and applicable to everyone on the call. I know that for some of you with larger organizations, you might likely have a larger board of directors, but all of this information you're going to be learning today is great, no matter how big your operating budget. The next poll that we have for you guys is just to get a sense of how many years you've been working as a fundraiser. Thanks, Kira, for launching that one. You might be working as a fundraiser for less than a year. You might be in fundraising 1 to 5 years. You might be more senior and have been in the sector for 5 to 10 years. Or finally, the most senior, you might be a fundraiser for more than 10 years. We just wanted to get a sense of the great folks that are joining us today, what your level of experience is in our sector. So thanks in advance for typing in and letting us know how long you've been in this fantastic industry with us. I'm going to give you guys a couple more seconds, and then I'll kick it over to Kira to let us know what she's seeing on the polls. How does it look, Kira?
It looks great. Thank you, everyone who was able to participate in the poll for us. So we've got 18% of our respondents have been in the field for less than 1 year as fundraisers. And then we have 31%, which is the majority, working in fundraising from 1 to 5 years. We've got 15% working with 5 to 10 years, and we have 19% coming with more than 10 years experience in the fundraising sector.
Great. That's wonderful. Thank you guys so much for chiming in and letting us get to know you a little bit better. I want to start talking with acknowledging, first and foremost, building an A-team board isn't always a bowl of cherries. It's not a shiny brochure. It's some heavy lifting. And just like you as fundraisers have really perfected the art of your ask and the art of your solicitations, whether you're in direct mail or you're doing major gives or you're doing mid-level gives or you're doing peer-to-peer fundraising, just like you've perfected that over time, your appeals and how you're asking and soliciting, we are also perfecting our board. And having a solid, fantastic board contract is a really, really great start. It's those qualities of leadership and vision and the enthusiasm and the commitment of the board members that you're bringing in that really make all the difference in the world. So the contract is a really great start for setting expectations and your board members understanding the expectations of service. But this is an art form just like fundraising. And you're going to get some really great tips today to help you be the best possible fundraiser or CEO at really inspiring and motivating and managing your board of directors. So thanks again for joining us. So this may also feel like you and your organization. There may be a real tug of war happening between your board and your staff. And you may have board members over here who have a philosophy that it's actually the staff that are responsible for raising the money, and it's their job as a board member